DATV, and the Greater Dayton Area League of Women Voters present Meet the Candidates, your chance to learn about the candidates running for office in the November election.
Hello, I am Erin O'Brien, a member of the League of Women Voters of the Greater Dayton area. I am here with candidates running for the office of Montgomery County Commissioner. The term of office is 4 years, and the salary for this position is $87,075. There are two candidates running for this position, Doug Berry and Carolyn Rice. We will start our interviews by having the candidates tell us about themselves and why they want to serve as Montgomery County Commissioner. They will have 2 minutes for opening remarks. Doug, we'll start with you.
Thank you. My name is Doug Berry. I grew up in Huber Heights, proud Wayne High School graduate, went on to Ohio Northern University. Upon graduation, I came back to work in the family business that my parents started in 1980. Unfortunately, in 1998, my father passed away and I had to take over as owner of Berry Staff. So for the last 20 years, I've been a business owner and only had one job. I live in Miami Township with my wife, Jessica, and my 2 high school age boys. As a county commissioner, I think we need to address the issues when they come before us. As a business owner, one of my jobs is to make sure I address not only my customers' concerns, but my employees' concerns. I received a letter from former Dayton Mayor Paul Leonard back in June detailing some of the issues that have been going on with the Animal Resource Center. I responded to him immediately, sat down, had a conversation with him, and because of that, he is supporting my campaign. I feel as a county commissioner, we need to have several issues that need to be addressed throughout the county, and we need to take a different approach. I've been a business owner, I've been a Miami Township trustee for the last 5 years, and I feel with this experience, I can help bring different eyes to the Montgomery County Commission and help solve the issues that we're facing in Montgomery County.
Thank you. Carolyn, please tell us about yourself and why you want to serve as the Montgomery County Commissioner.
It's been my great honor to serve as the Montgomery County Treasurer for the last nearly 12 years, and these have been challenging years for sure. But I've met those challenges by improving business processes and safeguarding your tax dollars. As chair of the Montgomery County Land Bank, I've led the effort to bring in more than $26 million to reduce blight and revitalize neighborhoods. In addition, I funded the foreclosure mediation program for the county, which resulted in more than 1,250 families staying in their homes. So that's what I've done as treasurer. But I've done much more, and I want to tell you, before I was treasurer, I was born and raised here, graduated from Miami University with a degree in education. And I was actually a classroom teacher working with special needs children as my first job out of college. I went on to get my MBA at Wright State, and my first job after my MBA was to work for an environmental consulting firm down in Cincinnati. I later held positions at Reynolds & Reynolds and LexisNexis, and I eventually landed at Wright State again as the Director of Executive Education for the School of Business. If you add that all up, that is 30 years of experience. And I truly believe that my track record as the Montgomery County Treasurer, along with the job variety that I've had throughout my 30 years, uniquely qualifies me to be a very effective county commissioner. I will use all my knowledge, experience, and energy to tackle the wide spectrum of issues that our county faces. And at the heart of it, I am a leader who is hardworking, dedicated to giving back to my community and making a difference. And every job I've ever held, I go way above and beyond, and I will do the same as County Commissioner. If you want to learn more about me, you can go to my website at carolynrice.com. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So next, we've got a series of 3 questions. Each of you will get a chance to answer. You'll each have 2 minutes to respond.
Okay.
The first question, Carolyn.
Okay.
Local governments have suffered from reduced revenues for some time, and as a result have cut some services and been forced to increase taxes, like the county sales tax. 2 identified causes of this problem have been the elimination of the state inheritance tax and the over $2 billion sitting unused in the state reserves. Should the inheritance tax be reinstated? And should the governor release some of the reserves to help those counties still trying to recover from the recession?
On the first issue, to tell you the truth, I don't think with this legislature, since it already passed that we're going to see a quick turnaround on that. I haven't even heard that being opened up. I would concentrate on the second one as a first step that we should really concentrate our efforts on, and I definitely think that they should increase the local government funding that was in place for decades. We as a county have suffered over the last 10 years, more than $32 million in cuts. And as the county treasurer during this time, I can tell you we have tightened our belt over and over and over. We are down to the bone. And now that they have this rainy day fund that I would say is on the backs of local governments, they really need to come and restore the partnership they had with us for decades. So I would work very, very hard to ensure that we continue to have local government funds like we count on in order to do that budget. Now, if we had to take any additional cuts, we're talking basic services. In my office, for example, if we don't have relief and we continue to have more cuts, and the other thing from a county commissioner perspective is they mandate a lot of things that we must do as a county, but they don't give us funding. And there's lots of examples of that. For one, they are now at the state level telling felony fives, instead of going to prison, you need to stay in your county jail. And so that is a burden that they don't give us any additional funding for that, yet the county is expected to live up to that. So that second issue of really restoring the partnership with the state government is vital for everyone. This impacts not just county government, it impacts township government, the libraries, the schools. Everyone has suffered as a result, and we have all done our mightiest, and we've collaborated and tried to find every way to be as efficient and effective as possible.
Thank you for your answer. Doug, do you think the inheritance tax should be reinstated, and should the governor release some of the reserves to help those counties still trying to recover from the recession?
I don't think we need to revisit the inheritance tax, but I do think we need to work with our state legislature and have the local government fund reinstituted back to local governments. But I also think we have to look at doing government different. As a business owner, I constantly have to evaluate my business, and we have to be more efficient and effective. And I don't run my business the same way today that I did 5, 10, or 15 years ago. But we seem to still be running government the same way. With the increase in the sales tax, my fear is we're just going to continue to drive our population out of Montgomery County, which is going to reduce our tax base. Down in Miami Township, we saw the same types of cuts coming from our state government. And we've been able to run a balanced budget. We've also been able to do collaborations. Now, I'm not a regional government guy, but I'm a local collaboration. For example, we combined our Miami Township and Miamisburg fire departments over 5 years ago. We've saved our taxpayers over $2 million by having that collaboration with Miamisburg. I think we need to work with our local jurisdictions. I think we need to reduce taxes so we incentivize our companies to stay here in Montgomery County, and to incentivize our population to come back to Montgomery County to increase that sales tax base.
Thank you for your answer. Doug, I'm going to start with you for our second question. Are there any local jurisdiction services that you think would benefit the public from consolidation under the county umbrella?
I think there are, and the example I just gave that we did down in Miami Township, Miamisburg. Now that example may not pertain to any of the other jurisdictions, but I think one of the things that's very important is that from the county commission level, we need to work with our local governments. As a township trustee for over 5 years, I only saw our county government one time over that period, and that's when they were going to raise the water rates within. One of the first things I'm going to do as a county commissioner is I'm going to have a legislative day in Montgomery County. I want to bring our 26 local governments to the county building to meet with our elected officials, because we have a lot of people working together. We have Republicans and Democrats, but once you sit down at the table and you have a conversation, those party affiliations go out the door. We're neighbors working on issues that we need to solve. So I definitely think there is a great opportunity for local jurisdictions to collaborate amongst themselves with the lead of the county to foster those relationships to help save our taxpayers money.
Thank you for your answer. Carolyn, Are there any local jurisdiction services that you think would benefit the public from consolidation under the county umbrella?
Well, the Ohio Revised Code really dictates what each of us do. So actually a county does far different things than a township or a city. So we kind of stay in our own lanes, but we always are looking to collaborate. And we have organizations such as the Miami Valley Regional Planning Commission that works on transportation and all kinds of issues that we can come together. I know that we do the dispatch 911, not everyone, but many of the jurisdictions, instead of each having their own, they come together. I know that the Township Association and the various cities have members that meet on committees that are countywide, such as on waste and water issues and all of that. So there is a lot of collaboration, and I wouldn't say consolidation where we give up power or authority, because only the legislature can do that, but we do a lot. And I can tell you, even in dealing with the vacant and abandoned properties through the land bank, we've had a lot of collaboration. The land bank works with like the city of Dayton to do project management on our demolitions. The city of Kettering offers the same service down there, so that we are being as efficient and effective as possible. So, I know my style as treasurer, and I certainly would continue to do that. A hallmark of how I do it is I'm constantly going out year after year to township meetings, school board meetings, all kinds of things, because I collect the taxes for everyone. And that's the way that you have relationships where ideas can come up and you can continue to find that. So I would want to see, that would be absolutely the way I would do it. And I can tell you, even in the social services, there's a lot of consolidation between the nonprofit sector and the county agencies to make sure we know that those dollars are very limited. And United Way plays a role of helping us what they call collective impact. So I think there's a lot going on, but there can always be more, and I would be glad to be part of that solution.
Thank you for your answer.
Thank you.
And Carolyn, what thoughts do you have to address the very real need of the county jail in housing inmates that have severe mental health and addiction issues that are outside the professional capabilities of correction officers?
The jail situation is really tragic, and it's a result of the reduction in the local government funds that impacted us all. Of our general fund, the law enforcement is 70% of our general fund, so they've taken some large hits. And you're right, the state has closed mental health facilities that were once in existence, and so those individuals end up in the jail, and the jail was never intended to be a mental health facility. I just took a class over the last 2 weekends on mental health first aid care that Adamus offers out at the Boonshoff Museum. And so the statistics are alarming that we have mental health issues. We have children mental health issues that are surging. So this is a huge issue, which only means it's going to put more pressure. So our jail is overpopulated, and it's not just with mental health. We have drug addicts in there that don't belong in jail. It was never designed to be a prison, and I mentioned that we have felony fives that were originally in a state prison are now housed at locally. So our prison, I want everyone who is in the jail, both the people who work there as the people who find themselves there, as well as our community, to be safe and secure. So the county definitely has to take a long look. We've had a consultant come in. There's best practices, I'm sure, that we need to abide by. We need to line up what needs to be done now, in the next medium, and then even long term, and constantly look over that, because we really want to help our people. I even attended, our judicial system has a special court for mental health individuals, and they know they don't belong in jail or prison. They need real help, so there's an intervention program. We need to continue to fund those, but we're even limited in our dollars. So I think we need to work with the state to really tackle this issue, and I would be quite anxious to be part of that solution.
Thank you. And Doug, what thoughts do you have to address the need of the county jail in housing inmates that have severe mental health and addiction issues that are outside the professional capabilities of correction officers?
Well, Carolyn was right when she mentioned that our law enforcement community, they aren't trained to deal with mental health issues. We have a great healthcare system here in Montgomery County. We have some players that have the money to help us work with the mental health issues. We need to sit down with our sheriff and with our healthcare community and put together a strategic plan on how we can combat this together. Because the county government's not going to solve it on their own, the sheriff's department can't solve it on their own, and the healthcare community isn't going to be able to solve it on their own. So we need to work hand in hand with our sheriff to get the people that need to get into rehabilitation, not corrections, to keep them out of the jails and leave the jail for what its intended purpose was to house the people that have broken the law, that need to be incarcerated and off our streets, that are a harm to society. We have a huge opioid crisis in Montgomery County. We are not going to solve the problem with the jail until we tackle the opioid crisis. And I think we need to work with, number one, our healthcare community to get the people in rehabilitation services so they become a productive member of society again. We need to work with our schools and our children to let them know what happens when they come across people that are offering them the drugs, and also work with just our population in general so they know the dangers when they go in to have a surgery, when they're prescribed opioids, of what that could cause and could lead to. So I think it's a multifaceted approach. There's not a quick fix for it, but I think it all starts with a strategic plan and getting the partners to the table that can help solve the problem.
Thank you for your answer. So the next series of questions may not necessarily apply to the office you're seeking, but it's simply another way to help the voters know who you are. You are to respond to each question with only one word, yes or no. Remember that you will have the last word with a closing statement if you feel the need to elaborate on an answer. There are 6 questions. Doug, are you in favor of health care for all?
No.
Carolyn, are you in favor of health care for all?
Yes.
Carolyn, do you think that the government should be involved in the reproductive decisions of women?
No.
Doug, do you think the government should be involved in the reproductive decisions of women?
No.
Doug, would you favor a ban on military-style assault rifles?
No.
Carolyn, would you favor a ban on military-style assault rifles?
Yes.
Carolyn, do you believe that man-made climate change is real?
Yes.
Doug, do you believe that man-made climate change is real?
No.
Doug, are you in favor of term limits?
Yes.
Carolyn, are you in favor of term limits?
No.
Carolyn, will you be voting for issue 1?
No.
Doug, will you be voting for issue 1?
No.
Thank you again. In closing, what would you like the voters of Montgomery County to know about you as they go to the polls in November? You'll each have 2 minutes for your closing remarks. Doug, we'll start with you.
Thank you. I've been in this community mostly my entire life. I've been a business owner, I've been a Miami Township trustee, I've been a husband and a father. We have some serious issues that need to be addressed, and this upcoming election is very important for the future of Montgomery County. We need to have a county commission that's going to take the lead role in the issues that are facing Montgomery County. I believe that I can bring a different approach to the Montgomery County Commission. I have over 20 years of business experience, been in the family business for 25 years, and have limited experience in government being a township trustee. But I believe we need to have the conversations. To me, I'm not going to solve the problems in Montgomery County, but I'm going to be able to bring the people to the table. They're going to be able to help bring the solutions to the problems that we're facing throughout the county. I appreciate your time, and I would appreciate your vote on November 6th.
Thank you, Doug. And Carolyn, what would you like the voters of Montgomery County to know about you as they go to the polls in November?
I'm a successful businesswoman, teacher, public servant, and community volunteer, all wrapped up in one. I will bring all of my knowledge and my experience and my energy to the wide spectrum of issues that our county faces. I know county government, and I know what it'll take to change it and improve it. I will be part of that change, and I will bring people together. When I see a problem, I get people together, we seek out solutions, and we get things done. I did that when I came into office with the vacant and abandoned properties that we faced on our landscape. I got people together both locally as well as statewide. We got the law changed. I jumped in and I actually got it created here locally. I served as the first executive director. I put the startup funding to it, and today it is now a 7-member team, and we have more than $26 million of eyesores off of our landscape. So I have shown that even within government, I know how to use all my business skills and my energy and ideas to come with solutions. I am very excited to be able to broaden that as a county commissioner and all my experience to be able to tackle even a wider breadth of issues that impact real people. I am a leader you can trust to get things done. I always put people first. And I always go above and beyond in everything I do, and I know that'll be the same as county commissioner. I'm already delving into issues and discovering, quite honestly, how wonderful the services that we do. And do we have challenges and problems? Absolutely. But I am telling you that many of the services that we provide as a county really touch people's lives in very effective ways. And as I learn their stories and understand the situations that we face, I am only motivated more and more to be able to be the most effective county commissioner possible. I would love your vote on November 6th.
Thank you both for your participation today.
Thank you.
And good luck on your campaigns.
Thanks.
The goal of the League of Women Voters is to educate the voting public and strengthen our elective political process. We are nonpartisan, meaning that we never support or oppose any candidate or party. We encourage everyone to vote. There are several ways to cast your ballot. By absentee ballot. Every registered voter should have received an absentee ballot application from the Secretary of State in September. If you did not receive the absentee form, you can download one from the Secretary of State's website. You can also vote early at your Board of Elections beginning October 10th. And the polls open at 6:30 a.m. on Election Day, Tuesday, November 6th, and close at 7:30 p.m. Last but not least, the League would like to thank DATV for partnering with us once again to present these candidate interviews. They volunteer their time, expertise, and equipment to make this possible. Thanks for watching, and be sure to vote.